Hey everybody, I want to go over the next earnings trade. This one's going to be a little bit different as Take-Two has already released their earnings, so I do know how price has reacted and where it's currently resting at. That being said, I'm still going to go over my original analysis as I already had the notes pre-done. You guys can then check out how our earnings trade did and how price would have reacted to my key levels. Also, because I do know where price is already resting at, I will go over some new key levels that can help you guys with future trading as market opens tomorrow. I'll go over the earnings trade and then I'll go over the price reaction for it. So we had Take-Two rated as a 6 out of 10. We gave them a 265 call and a 240 put, or just 5 strikes off the money in either direction. Take-Two is one of my personal favorites to trade on my own account. This was a trade that I was looking at. It is an earnings trade that I did take. Take-Two, or ticker TTWO, released earnings Thursday or today, November 6th, post-market. Now, we do know that price fell after hours despite raising their forecast due to the delay of GTA 6. Grand Theft Auto 6 was set to release, I believe, in May of 2026 and is now pushed back to November of 2026. I'm going to slim this up and then go over the key levels that I was looking at for my personal trading. Untradeable zone is fairly simple. I just captured this low right here. If I expand this level, you guys can capture it right there. And this, I rounded down to 250 flat. To the top side, I just looked at 256, about right here, and I called it 256.50. I do have my notes off to the side once again, so that's why I'm glancing over there. Let me put a little square on here for you guys as well. I want to cover the top side first because price did fall, so that's going to be the new addition to the levels. To the top side, it seems pretty simple, right? We're at all-time highs, so I just targeted a revisit to there, and then because I had 2 targets to the downside, I just wanted to measure that move. It was between 4.5% and 5%, setting the top bull target at 270 flat, which would have been about right here. I'm going to fix everything in just a second. And the first target, the initial one, was at 261.35. Again, that just didn't give me enough room to capture profit, so that's why I aimed higher, as their all-time high was set at 264.79, right around here. There you guys go, quick cut. I just wanted to show you top levels at 270 flat. My initial target was at 261.35, but I wanted to target higher than all-time highs, around 4.5% to 5% of a break above this level right here. To the downside, my original 2 targets are going to start at 243.50, so just about right here. And then my secondary target, or my final target, was at 238.25. So I was targeting these lows this high, and then if you want to expand it, it can go over there. I'm not going to do that though, but it was about right here. And this was rounded up to 243.50, and this one was 238.25. A little bit of rounding up. Let's go ahead and make these red. Let me get a square on here and I'll do a cut. There you guys go. So this was the original setup that I'm looking at. Here's the earnings trade, the untradeable, the bullish zone, and the bearish zone, each getting 2 target levels. Now that we know because prices dropped, I will drop to a lower time frame and turn on extended hours so that you guys can see where price is currently resting. Price is at 235. Actually, let's call it 236. It is rebounding a little bit, but Take-Two was down as much as 18% after releasing their earnings. So if I zoom out, let's go to about here. You can see that this giant wick would have hit anywhere down here. Now it is after hours, so that doesn't really matter too much, and we can still go over these key levels, and you guys will still be able to see tomorrow and on future days how price can react to these levels. Now that we know where price is sitting at, I can go over the new target levels to the downside. The first one is going to be at 230 flat, about right here. I love reusing historical levels and where price has previously visited, so you can expand this all the way over there. Let me make this 230 flat so you guys can see it properly. There you guys go. I wanted this low right here where we saw this giant green candle, this low there, this test there. That's a breakthrough. There's a test, and then we had 1, 2, 3, and then a breakout. Continuing downwards, I then targeted 224.5, which is going to be right about here. And same thing with this level, just push it back, check out the history behind it. And the final level I looked at was a zone, and it was between 214 and 217.25. Let's get this cut for you guys. And there you guys go. So these are the new bearish levels that I would be looking at. And then as price continues up and develops new structure, then I would start looking at more untradeable areas and more bullish targets, or you can always just reuse the flip zone. Because price is resting somewhere in between here, this is now your untradeable zone. This becomes your first bullish zone, and then you would start targeting here, here, and then so on and so forth. Targets now look like this. Again, more aggressive targets you can put down there, but for safety I like to just go for the top ones. Here you guys go. Here's my analysis of Take-Two before and after they released their earnings. Going over it really quickly, we had them rated as a 6 out of 10 with a 240 put and a 265 call. The untradeable zone is where price is currently resting at, or the structure between where price is currently resting, with a bottom level of 250 and a top level of 256.5. To the top side, we have two targets starting at 256.50. We first targeted 261.35, or these recent highs, and then we targeted a new all-time high, or around a 4.5 to 5% break above this first level at 270. After releasing earnings, price did drop. My first initial two bearish targets have been hit, but we'll see how they work out tomorrow morning after market opens. Those targets were 243.50 to start, the second one being 238.25. And then after knowing that price has dropped, I developed three new targets, the first one being at 230 flat, the second one being at 224.50, and the third one being a zone starting at 217.25 going all the way down to 214. Let me know what stock you guys want me to go over next, and make sure you're keeping up with my earnings trades. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.